Can a case be made that CJ Stroud should be the favorite to win the MVP in 2024?
CJ Stroud was drafted 2nd overall in the 2023 NFL Draft, and there's a lot of buzz around Stroud right now, and that makes sense. Stroud just came off one of the best, if not the very best, seasons for a rookie quarterback ever. In his rookie campaign, Stroud threw for 4,108 yards, completed 64% of his passes, threw for 23 touchdowns, and only 5 picks in 15 games last season. And by the way, he also led the Texans to an AFC South title and a playoff win against Joe Flacco and the Cleveland Browns. CJ Stroud doesn't only have impressive service level stats like completion percentage, yards thrown, and touchdowns thrown. Let's also look at the underlying stats from his rookie year and see if they point to any signs of him having another breakout season in his second year. One of the most telling signs that quarterback is a future star is how he handles pressure from within the pocket. And according to PFF, CJ Stroud excelled in that area. Stroud was cool under pressure, posting a passer rating of 76.4, which is good for the 10th best in the NFL. He also threw for 1,000 yards, which is the 11th most in the NFL, and completed 51.8% of his passes while under pressure, which is the 10th best percentage in the NFL. It's safe to say that he can operate within the pocket when there is pressure. Another telling sign of a budding star is how well he can protect the football. We touched on the lack of interceptions that he threw already, but to give you all more context, only 2.8% of his throws were deemed turnover-worthy plays. That puts him in the same ballpark of Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Justin Herbert. Lastly, CJ Stroud and the Texans offense loves to push the ball downfield. Stroud posted the second longest yards per attempt stat with 8.2 yards per attempt, second only to Brock Purdy and his 9.2 yards per attempt. He also completed 56% of his passes and achieved a passer rating of 140 on passes 20 yards or longer during his rookie season. This is important to note because when you combine his yards per attempt with the success he achieved in completing longer passes, you get fireworks, like tons of fireworks, and also great stats. And great stats is important for the MVP race.
We all know that the MVP race is pretty much given to the quarterback of the best team. So CJ Stroud will need his supporting cast and overall team to play well and win lots of games. Speaking of his supporting cast, it just so happens that the Houston Texans brought in a top 10 receiver in Stefon Diggs a few weeks ago. Stefon Diggs will lead the Texans receiving core, which already has budding stars in Nico Collins and Tank Dell. The Houston Texans also added Joe Mixon this offseason to bolster the run game. Although the Texans' O-line can be shaky at times, there really isn't much reason to believe that this offense can't be a top 5 group next season. However, a team also needs a great defense if they're going to be one of the best teams in the NFL. The Texans had a top 15 defensive unit last season, which isn't great, but isn't awful either. It seems like the Texans were aware that they needed to bolster their defensive unit, and that's why they signed 4-time NFL Pro Bowler Danielle Hunter this offseason. Hunter should surely bring this defense to the top 10 ranks in 2024. And they should really force the opposing offense off the field, which will result in more opportunities for CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans offense to score more points.
To summarize our points, we think there is a strong case to be made for CJ Stroud to be the favorite for the 2024 MVP. He has the weapons around him to accrue a lot of high achieving stats, and the Texans should be a really good team next season. They are aiming to take the AFC South crown again, and they could be one of the best teams in the conference. Again, these are two important factors when thinking about who can win the MVP title, because again, the title is really given to the best quarterback of one of the best teams. Let us know if you think CJ Stroud can win the MVP in 2024. Thank you for watching, and until next time, we are the RFL Show.